Hi, I'm Noah Benner, and I wanted to talk about the Coral Reef Alliance. Personally, I've always loved the environment and especially the ocean. I find it incredibly fascinating. I'm currently working towards a chemical engineering major, which eventually will lead me into the environmental engineering field. So hopefully I can do some good in the world, cleaning up the oceans and the environment as a whole. Now, some of you may be asking, why are coral reefs important? Well, despite only taking up 1% of the ocean floor, they actually house 25% of all marine life, which is an insane amount to be housed in just 1% of the ocean floor. And in addition to that, not just the nature aspect, but the human aspect, 1 billion people worldwide rely on coral reefs for things like food, income security, and more. So what's the big issue? Why do coral reefs need saving? What do they need saving from? And it's a few things, honestly, but the main issue is the world's on fire. Climate change is heating up our waters and it is destroying coral reefs. So some of you may be thinking, oh, we have to solve climate change to save the coral reefs. And while that would be nice, everyone wants to solve climate change, there are other options for saving the coral reefs other than that. So if you take a look at the Coral Reef Alliance's front page, or they actually like to go by Coral, if you take a look at Coral's front page, you'll see that I was being a little bit dishonest about how big a deal climate change is. Coral reefs are actually surprisingly good at adapting to increases in temperature due to climate change if other stressors aren't there. So the Coral Reef Alliance is trying to get rid of all the other things affecting coral reefs so that coral reefs are actually able to adapt to the rising temperatures due to global warming. So what are they? What are these stressors that coral is trying to stop? What is coral actually doing to help coral reefs? So they try to create protected areas, specifically areas around where people rely on the coral reefs. They go in and they help protect those areas. They're trying to build larger areas of coral reef because not all coral is able to adapt as easily as others. So the larger amounts of interconnected coral environments allow all of them to share adaptive traits and adjust to global warming. They are also trying to just get trash out of the ocean. That's all of the land trash, all of the plastic, and there's also sewage waste that gets into the ocean that damages coral reefs. And it's all about building restrictions around being able to do that. And they're trying to raise awareness about this issue. More people who know about the issues with coral reefs, the more people who are able to donate, who are able to help to save the coral reefs in the long run. So what can you do to help coral? You can go to coral.org/donate to just donate money to them. Or you could also go to coral.printful.me and you can buy merchandise that includes stuff like hats, water bottles, tank tops, sweatshirts, whatever else. And all of the money that they make from selling those items go to helping the coral reefs. So in conclusion, coral reefs are good for the environment and they help the 1 billion people who rely on them. Coral reefs can adapt to changes in temperature due to climate change under the right circumstances. Coral is working to make those circumstances a reality so that coral reefs can develop. And if you help to donate, you can get cool merchandise out of it. These are my references. Thank you for watching my presentation on the Coral Reef Alliance.